So the key to any of this, and I'll give you these slides, and I'm sure most of you have heard me coach on this. It's just like the better you are at knowing this, the slower you can slow down. Unless you're going against red, then you got to go, here's the offer, take it or leave it. So the red personality is very much a driven personality. They're resolute, they're decisive, they're prompt, persuasive, competitive, determined, strong-willed. They're loud, they'll be in your face. What do you want right now? Give me the offer, hurry up. That's red. That's who they are. They don't want any BS. Who they are as a person is they don't want the small talk. They do not care about you. Give me the offer. I will say yes or no right now. Hurry up. End of story. Respect it. Okay, here's your offer. Take it. No, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Right? But this is why I'm saying being a chameleon has been my strongest suit. You could put me into any market, any place, any party, any whatever. I will get along with the people because I understand that I need to be who I need to be in certain times. Make sense? So the red person is really just get out of my way, get straight to the point. I want you guys to figure out who I am, by the way. I'm going to go for the first 4. You don't get to cheat. Neither do you. You get to go through the first 4. So yellow, fun, enthusiastic, inspiring, open, convincing, charming, optimistic, creative, and easygoing, outgoing, flexible, spontaneous, communicative. It's a hard word to say for me for some reason. Communicative. These are the people who are like, hey, dude, when are we going to do something fun? Let's go talk to these people over here. Hey, there's a group of people. Let's go talk to them too. Hey, I think I have an idea. Let's go start a business together. Hey, why don't we partner on this business we're going to get? Like, this is who that person is, right? Easygoing, fun, inclusive. Hey, let's partner together. They're not about let's do it together. Make everyone feel good. Make it a win for everybody. That's a yellow. Green is amiable. Can't we all get along? They're I call them tree huggers, right? They want the best for everybody. They're like the salt of the earth, right? The people that you're the green, right? You're like the epitome of a green. And so friendly, calm, reliable, considerate, predictable, discreet, pleasant, stable, thoughtful, good listener. You just think of someone who's just awesome, right? You just want to be around them all the time. They just are genuinely have a great energy. They're easygoing. They don't have a red personality. They don't have a yellow who's bouncing and high energy. They're just say it again. Mother Teresa. And I actually, by the way, through these slides, I show you who you could relate them to in terms of people you might, right? Gandhi, not Muhammad Ali. And then you have a blue, super analytical, right? Let's get to the facts. So people, the easiest thing for me in my head, because I'm a visual, I think of my accountant. That's a blue. Numbers, statistics, facts, right? They care about accuracy above all else. Detail-oriented, orderly, systematic, cautious, logical, quality-oriented, thorough, correct, methodical, reflective, assuring. Again, in my world, those are the 2 easiest I can visualize. Red, New York stockbroker. Blue, accountant. The other 2 I know, but if you guys are visual learners like me, I think of yellow, I think of bright, high energy, right? Bouncing all over the place, always fun, always easy, talkative. And then I think of green, earth, tree, right? Salt of the earth. That's how I do it visually. But this is real. The more you understand this, the more you're going to win in the sales of selling homeowners. So reds, get to the point. Occupation, attorney, pilot, CEO, stockbroker, politician, right? It's their way or the highway a lot of times. There is no, this is what we're doing, my way or the highway. If you don't like it, get out. They're always right. Doesn't matter if they're wrong, they're right. Make a decision and live with it, even if it's a mistake. They move on quick, right? They tend to be like quarterbacks. They throw an interception, they forget immediately. Who cares? Keep going, live with it, deal with it. Not compassionate, not terribly loving. Their voice is strong and bold, and I want the point right now. Give me the offer right now. You said you're going to give me an offer. Hurry. They're abrasive at the end of the day. I'm sure you guys know people like this. They dress for success. A lot of times they stand out. They'll come in here and they'll be in a suit, and you're just bro, it's 2 days of You don't need a suit. But they will, because that's who, like, it gives them that confidence, right? Strengths, strong-willed, independent, ambitious, goal-oriented, intense, focused. Weakness, impatient, egotistical, short-tempered, dominating, pushy, strict. This is what they dislike. They hate losing control. They need to stay in control. Indecision and chit-chat. Like, I don't want to small talk with you. Get to the point, hurry up. And as a boss, this can be very impactful because a lot of times bosses or CEOs tend to be like this. Like, make a decision, stick with it. Hurry up. Don't be indecisive. Go, right? So a lot of times, leaders try to be a red when they're not a red, and it's their failure. Like, reds are reds naturally. You can't try to be a red if you're not a red. It doesn't work. But what happens is when you're put in a role of a boss in entrepreneurship, not just in real estate investing, people try to be reds because they think that's what it is to be the boss. That's just inaccurate. Yellows, which is almost a green yellow here, I don't know. Occupations would be sales, entertainment, public speakers. Remember, high energy, love to talk, love to be loved. Tend to be big thinkers. We're going to conquer the world. National wholesaling. We're going to do 200 deals a month. It's going to be awesome. Yes, let's go. Let's partner. Let's go rule the world. Yellow, right? Like, you're like, oh, it's a yellow. How many a month? 200 deals a month. No kidding. Okay. You're a yellow. They are risk takers. They will take risks. Enthusiastic on starting. Not great on the follow through. Do I know anyone like that? Loves to tell stories. Big storyteller. Talks with their hands. Voices are loud and fast. Dresses stylish, colorful, flamboyant. Strengths, outgoing, inspiring, stimulating, enthusiastic. Positive, high energy. Weaknesses, unorganized, undisciplined, exaggerated, and they talk too much. Egotistic and counteractive. Dislikes, not having fun. If it's boring, they don't want it. They hate facts and figures. You want them to spreadsheet, they are out. Far out. And they hate being bored. Green, amiable. Can't we all just get along? Teachers, nurses, counselors. They donate the time to others, not motivated, hate conflict, will not negotiate. I'll show you some more, but like, they will just say yes. Will talk behind someone's back instead of confronting them because they do not like conflict. They typically are soft-spoken and gentle. Dresses typically casual but comfortable. Strengths, dependable, patient, team player, supportive, respectful, reliable. Weaknesses, stubborn, uncertain, compliant, awkward, not goal-oriented, and they dislike conflict, pushy people, bulliness. Now, let me state this. These are some generalities of the type, right? So if you're trying to figure out who you are or whatnot, like, you're not going to have all these qualities per se. But the book goes through this in depth, by the way, right? And it's pretty darn accurate. Now, do you not have every last quality? No, it's not that. But for the most part, blue, analytical, accountant, engineers, skeptical at everything. Prove it to me, show me the facts. Always needs more information. You need to be specific with them. No theory, only proven. Data-backed facts. Soft and polite. Dresses formal and conservative. Organized, planners, accurate, persistent, thoughtful, methodical, diligent. Weakness, critical, narrow-minded, indecisive, moralizing, hard to please, and lonely. Dislikes pushy people, hates no facts, being late, and lazy people. What color am I? Yellow. And red. You are correct. You usually have a dominant color in your secondary color, so I'm a strong yellow and a light red. 100% correct. The blue actually used to be yellow. I used to be considered a blue, the fun, outgoing, right? So I know that there's other books that swap the colors, but so I'm just sticking to this one. And there's no bad or right, like these are just the personalities. So the more you know that, like if I'm dealing with a yellow dude, we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be easy conversation. We'll talk about fun stuff. We'll throw in some sports. We'll throw in family, but business, yeah, I still want to sell. Yeah, great. Okay. anyways, what about this? This is a cool painting. Where did you get, like, easy going. Green, okay, so, and it's just gonna be slow, methodical, very stat-oriented. Comps, I'm gonna present comps. Here's what things we're selling for, right? Reds, here's your offer. I know you probably want to take it or leave it, so what do you want? Because I'm gonna match you. I know what you want. You wanna make a decision. So here's your offer. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. So you just need to know how to get there. So here's a little bit more synopsis, right? So this is meant, when I train this to my students, I'd like go through how to do this with sellers, right? But like, if you have a blue, you know, they're gonna have a slow reaction. You want to maximize the effort to organize, minimal interest in relationships, historical time frame. They will keep going back. Yeah, but 2 months ago. Yeah, but a year ago. Yeah, like they will continue to bring up facts from the past. Cautious, tendency to avoid involvement, right? Green, stable, calm, reactionary. Dominant, red, dominant, quick reaction, maximal effort and control, minimal interest in caution in relationships, current time frame, direct action, yellow, inspiring, rapid reaction. I'm a buyer. Like, as a good salesperson, you're always a buyer. I buy shit all. $85,000 in coaching last year. I'm already close to 50 grand this year in this, right? So as a salesperson, you tend to be a buyer, so yellows tend to be good buyers. Pros and cons. So let's focus on the cons if you're dealing with a homeowner. So if you're up against a blue, they're gonna be very critical, indecisive. You're not going to get a one call close. You're not going to get a one meeting close. You're going to be narrow-minded. They're going to be fastidious and moralizing. They will judge you as a slime ball sales investor. If you like do a typical anchor, which I don't do anchors that way, but like if you've ever heard, you want to anchor them real low, and then that way you can negotiate, and then you'll meet around the number you really want. Like in sales, that's a taught strategy. If you're with a blue and you go like, oh, I'll buy your home for 100 grand, knowing you could pay 200, the blue will like judge you. Oh, you're a slime ball, I'm not doing business with you. Now, I think most people would, but you get what I'm saying. Greens, they're stubborn. I want what I want, and I'm gonna get what I want, and I'll wait to get what I want. I'm in no rush. Uncertain, compliant, dependable, awkward. So they're going to say yes to everything because they don't want conflict. But it doesn't mean they're going to execute it. No, that sounds great. Yeah, give me the offer. Yeah, give me. Because they don't want to negotiate. They don't want to be hardcore conflict, right? Doesn't mean they're going to execute the offer. So they're just going to say yes to you all the time, but executing it's going to be different. Red can be pushy, strict, tough, dominate, hard. Red's the most obvious to me. When you're going against red, you should know it, like out of the gate. They're literally going to say the things that you're like, oh my God, okay, easy. Let me work on getting you an offer, right? Like, I'll get there. And then a negative for yellows, manipulative, hot-tempered, undisciplined, counteractive, and egotistic. I would say I don't have all those qualities, but those are the negatives. By the way, when I say what are the negatives, that is the perceived negative. People are going to perceive me as egotistical. I've heard it the majority of my adult life. You're so cocky, Justin. I don't mean to be. But how I come off as who I am, I've heard it the majority of my life. But again, just to clarify, that's not what they are. It's how people perceive what reds are. Right? It's what people perceive what yellows are, right? Salespeople are typically yellows, which means they typically are in a sales role as you sell the roles. What do people think of salespeople? Slimy, manipulative, right? Happens. So I don't know how hot-tempered really, I don't know. I mean, I'm just such even keel, easygoing. So I don't know many yellows that are like fiery, hot-tempered like that. All right, so how do you sell to different personalities? What do we know about the reds? They're fiery personalities. They make quick decisions. They hate wasting time. They want the answer now. They just want to execute. They can't stand stupid. If you like, oh, I don't really know, they are not about it. Just go away. I can't deal with you. Their love languages. Remember the 5 love languages? One of the best books ever written. They are direct and to the point. No jibber jabber. They don't want to waste time. Allow them to feel like they win. They have to. Make the process clear. They must be involved. They have to feel needed. They're very needy. They need to feel significant. They must be in control. Yellows, they love the spotlight. People, people, people. Fun, fun, fun. Love telling stories. Love to talk. Not organized. Scatterbrained. Big personalities. Definitely have some of these qualities. Love languages. Want to talk it out. We have a problem. Let's talk it out. Must be about them and their journey. Me, 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 me. Must be exciting. Hate doing boring shit. You will handle all the logistics. You will. I won't. Does that sound like me? Wants it done sooner than later. Wants to know you care about why they are selling. What do we know about green people? Calm, laid back, want to make sure everyone is happy, not a big socializer, thoughtful, kind, considerate, hate conflict, confrontation, risk adverse, like consistency, love to be in their comfort zone, hate change. Love languages, win-win scenario. Everyone's got to win or we don't do it. This won't be a big process. Wants everything easy, seamless. Nothing will be rushed, no quick decisions, patient. Once decision is made, nothing will change. Does the right thing always. Even if they lose, they will do the right thing. Blues, heavily rely on the facts, know-it-alls, think too much before they act, will not rush a decision, can be awkward around people, quiet, must have a specific plan, questioning, stubborn. Their love languages, fact-driven, slow processor, won't feel comfortable with uncertainty, will only move forward once reviewed all the data, won't make a quick decision, will ask all the questions, data-driven, needs to know the entire process before. So ultimately, if you are able to, the two that probably have the hardest time will be blues and reds. A blue going against a red is a tough go. Both ways, right? Red, decision right now. Blue, methodical, fact-driven, needs to make sure it's the right decision, looks at all the historical data, right? Like both ways. Whoever's trying to sell the other person, that's a tough go. The easiest person to sell. Who's the easiest person to sell? All day long, yellows. You'll be able to sell yellows all day long. Doesn't matter who you are. If you're a blue, you can sell a yellow. Because you'll give me a lot of confidence. Holy, this guy knows what the hell he's talking about. Look at all this data. I don't even know what the data means. I'm in. This is amazing. Not kidding. Right? So greens kind of are again, they're easygoing, but they don't make rash decisions either. So again, the hardest personality for someone to deal with is a red. And I know you called yourself a red, not saying you're hard to deal with, but that is in the sales component. Most of the other colors have a hard time dealing with the red because besides a yellow, the greens and the blues, they don't want to make a decision. The reds, they don't like. Well, not to sell to, but being like, yeah, like, so red wants a decision. Take my offer, don't take my offer, I don't care, make a decision. So, great. But a blue might take their offer if they were a little more patient. Like it might be the right number. But because of red's personality, typically, by the way, we're not all this, like, to be careful and to be certain, like, you're not every defined characteristic. I'm not every defined, like, these are generalities based around the book. So you don't have every one of these characteristics. I don't have every one of the yellow characteristics. So I just want to be certain. But like, the reason why reds are hard is because they are so like, make an action, move now, hurry. And besides a yellow, greens and blues won't. So then the red, although the offer is the right offer, because they're like not patient, they don't want to follow up, they don't want to follow up with you, make a decision. If you're going to say no, just say no now, hurry up. That's hard. That's why when I go into this space and I teach red sales, I have to calm them down and make them understand follow-up and the power of follow-up because it's not natural for a red. A red's a one-call close guy. Teaching them follow-up and nurture and build a relationship, that's not easy for reds, right? They just, on to the next. Let's just keep going. That's the high-level salesperson is the chameleon. You could be a hardcore red, but when you go against a blue, all of a sudden you're like, let me get my facts together. Let me present you the whole thing. When I have that, I'll give you because he's good. He's red. It's going to kill him inside. But he's going to say, okay, I'm going against a blue. I got to get to the blue level. So now I got to go drive all the facts, bring all the comps, show all the numbers, and make this elaborate, beautiful presentation so that the blue can then go, very nice. Let me fact check that. Right? I mean, for me, for a yellow, blues are the hardest personality to deal with for me. They are difficult. Like, not even just in business, just like in general. I'm just like, man. Gosh. Yeah. And it's just hard. Like, we're just so different. Blues and yellows, like, and it's not just like fun versus like boring. It's just like, there's just something almost energetically different where it's just like, the blues just really dive into the facts on anything and everything. Like, hey, I think the best restaurant is Olive and Ivy. Let's go to Olive and Ivy. Well, you know, based around Yelp and the amount of stars that all the restaurants were given, and I really think it's in the top third. Like, what? They have a great salad. What do you want from me? Like, let's go to Olive and Ivy, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just that, like, so the key to any of this, and I'll give you these slides, and you know, I'm sure most of you have heard me coach on this. It's just like, the better you are at knowing this, the slower you can slow down. Unless you're going against red, then you got to go, here's the offer, take it or leave it.